Good morning, this is Duncan reporting for MG Stories. It is Saturday the 23rd of August and I'm at Calabogie Raceway. It's the Calabogie Motorsports Park. I'm here for a race weekend and I'm quite excited. It's a brand new track for me. So Calabogie is about an hour west of Ottawa. And it's in the middle of nowhere, but many of these racetracks are. Went down across the highway, on the Trans-Canada Highway for a little while, recounting the route that me and Natalie took when we moved to BC, but only for an hour and not for 50. And turned off down some small roads, and then the oasis of this racetrack appeared. So it's not been on track yet. It's a smaller race weekend for me than others because quite often I'm racing on the Friday and then Saturday and Sunday. But they had an optional practice day on the Friday that I decided not to take because it was an extra couple of $100. And it's not that I didn't need it because I've not been to the track before, but no, didn't have the energy, so decided to take it easy on this occasion and not overdo the track time. Set off on Thursday, stayed overnight at this wonderful little vineyard and fruit farm where they make all kinds of wines. I'll post a link to that. It's a great location for Ottawa and Montreal little outings, so might organise something for the MG club there. And then on arrival, got to Calabogie yesterday at about 12:45 after lunch, and it's a gorgeous looking track. The paddocks, I think they need some more volunteers. I know there's some people that take some time out to volunteer to help with this stuff, but I know I arrived on the Friday when many arrived on the Thursday. But it's clear that the early arrivals had spread themselves out and taken up some extra space. And so when we got here with the beastie bus and trailer, the options were not fantastic, including trying to back it all in next to a giant rubbish bin that was smelly and stuff like that. So not an optimal experience. So I had to have a word with the chap and say, look, I'm looking for something a bit better than this. And to the fellow's credit, he's called Richard. He came good. I know he's got a lot to deal with on these race weekends, as you can see down the paddock there. There's plenty of race teams crammed into a small space, but they slotted me in right next to the front entrance. Well, it was right next to it. It's now one over. So yeah, there's the main entrance is just there over the other side of the trailer, and then they squeezed in another chap with this fantastic vintage. At the time, I think it was a Formula 3 car, and I'm going to show you this car because I think it's a bit special. It's called a Malik. His dad raced it in the early 70s. And Alex, his son, found it basically in parts in boxes in California and bought it, and then spent a bunch of years recreating it. And what he's come up with is absolutely lovely. We saw this at Mosport earlier in the year, and we got chatting to them. But I didn't put it all together when I met him again, so it was only when he pulled the race car out and I'm looking at the race car going, we looked at this earlier in the year. Anyway, it's a lovely piece of work. Alex and his dad has done a fantastic job in bringing it back together. It's a Cosworth engine as well. And can't wait to see it on track. He was hoping to race with the vintage cars because we're a relatively small field, but they slotted him in with another class, so sad that he's not with me on track, but at least it means that I can actually go and watch him on track. So anyway, the schedule this morning, I'll be on track 3 times today. and we've got quite a nice setup. As I said, it was what was going to be something a bit smelly next to a skip or in a storage area behind some garages and stuff. Turned out to be very nice. So all credit to the Calabogie track. Got the trailer, the wee beastie and the beastie bus all set up there, and we had some fantastic chicken last night. But it's early morning, so it only gets noisier from here, and the car is in great shape. I've done a check of the fluids last night. Just there's a few bits, just a couple of small bits to do this morning, including putting some fuel in, because last time I checked, it's not an EV running on solar yet. It requires fuel, so that's going to go in this morning, and just do some tyre pressures. I've got a decision to make on the tyre pressures because it's a slightly cooler day. So all of the learning that I did with Luca at Tremblant has to be taken into account. I used it to great effect at Trois Rivières, but the air is definitely cooler. The track is going to be a bit cooler, and according to my Lotus racing buddy Claude, he says that the track can be quite abrasive, so I'll have to take that into account as well. So yeah, looking forward to being on track, and we'll call it a day there. This is Duncan reporting for MG Stories. Back to the studio.